My father in Russia. Now he's sending me text messages from a room full of furs and samovars, vodka and dumplings, walking around his living room in an old uniform, remembering his comrades in the Great War. His medals are heavy, the ribbons float from his chest to the floor like nightgowns, while his grandmother makes borscht and his little brother steals copper from the new developments. When he greets me on the street, he calls me citizen. Citizen, hello. And we duck into a bar where he changes into American jeans and a white t-shirt, a pack of Camels rolled up into his sleeve so you can see the tattoo that says "lick me" in Chinese over the head of a cobra. The red walls covered in gold framed mirrors full of men with newspapers, some without their fingers and some with crutches, and abandoned television living the rest of its life in the heart of the boy washing dishes in the back, listening to David Bowie in English. My father is toasting all his children, the ones he has never met, the ones he hasn't had yet. I keep seeing him in the eyes of women in their slender feet. I want to walk along a cobbled street with him, my arm around his waist like a nurse heading to the opera. He's getting ready for the revolution by not being at all. Not even the bones of a horse or the handle of a plow. It's hard to imagine the body of a man you don't know. It's up to me now. Citizen, he hollers. And then I remember, he lives in Russia, online. I've seen him, a beautiful bride, a blonde with lips full of collagen and white breasts that lift up into the heavy gravity of the earth. I've seen him at night when I've been lonely. He talks with an accent and will fuck you for real. After the flight is financed and a check is sent, oh dad, moaning through the computer in a cocktail dress and mink stole. The long thin fingers, a fake diamond glinting below a tiny knuckle. I can order him. I can save the money and meet him at the airport in Long Beach. I can carry his bags while he walks behind me in heels. I can buy him a latte and English lessons. Put my hands on his thighs, fill him with Chardonnay, tell him I want him, and tie him up with the silk stockings I sent as a promise of another life, an afterlife, floating above the Windsor green golf courses of Santa Barbara. You guys are so nice. It's kind of a big deal for a guy from Portland to read in San Francisco. You've had some, minor poets come out of this city. This is an elegy to goldfish. Poor goldfish. It's hard seeing those tickets. I didn't fucking win anything. Elegy to a goldfish. I can't remember when my brother and I decided to kill you. Small animal with no school, bright and happy at the bottom, slipping through the gate of your fake castle. I think it was winter. A part of us aware of the death outside, the leaves being burned up and the squirrels starving inside the oaks. The sky knocking its clouds into the ashtray of the city like a gray finger on the tip of a gray cigar. And it might have been me who picked you up first, who chased you around the clean bowl of your life and brought you up into the suffocating elevator of ours. My heart becoming an empty room as I did it. And I want to say it was my brother who threw you against the wall like a drunk husband. The glowworm inch of you sliding down the English garden of wallpaper. And that it was me who raised my leg like a dog. Me who brought my bare foot slamming down on your almost nothing ribs. And felt you smear like a pimple. Now that's something I get to have forever. That Halloween candy-sized rage. That cough drop of meanness. And your death only the beginning. The mushy orange autopsy reminded us of mandarins, navels, bloods, Persians, the sweet Valencia. And when the girl, who must have thought of you all day, and especially on recess, came home to find the emptiness of it all, the water in your bowl a centimeter lower for the loss of you, when my little sister's brain received the black letter of your death, the maybe 20 seconds it took for her to read it, and looked at us, my brother and I remember we started to laugh at her. And the laughing must have sounded like an arm being cut off, or like a mouth that was full of broken glass. And then it might have been me, though it could have been him, who thought to open the can of tangerines, who pulled one of the orange bodies out of the syrup and threw it at her, this new artificial you, chasing her around the house screaming, "Eat 'em! Eat 'em!" But it was me who held her down on her bed, and it was him who forced her mouth open, and it was me who pushed the sticky fruit into her throat like a bloody foot into a sock. You'd only been gone for 1 hour, and yet the sky outside turned black and red. The tree in the yard thrashed back and forth until its spinal cord broke, and my little sister, your one love, flashed white and pulsed like neon in a hospital, her eyes rolling back into the aquarium of her head. And in every country, countless deaths, but none as important as yours. Tiny Christ, machine of hope, martyr of girls and boys. Thank you.